How's it going, people? It is Liam Caddison here with another episode of Lucifer as we get into episode 14 of season 5, as we are a few more episodes away until we finally get to season 6, and things are looking very interesting as we come to the conclusion of this season, especially with Lucifer throwing his name into the hat on potentially becoming the new god after Amenadel's worries that was stemming in the last episode. So yeah, but that's going to be a pretty much controversial one given Lucifer's reputation amongst the angels potentially. So yeah, it will be very interesting to see where things do go with the next few episodes potentially, because I don't know if this is going to be a thing that will be dragged on until season 6 or whatever. I mean, like I said in the other episode, if Lucifer is going to throw his name into the hat in terms of becoming the new god, then I can see it being a subject that will last until the very last episode, because I do have a feeling that is where the road is heading towards. And yeah, it'll be pretty exciting to see what does happen. But yeah, looking forward to getting into this episode. So with that said, let's get into episode number 14 for season 5 of Lucifer. Let's go.
Even want to be God.
Never mind the why.
It's this like proving point
detective.
though.
Lots of changes when I'm in charge. War eradicated, world hunger satiated, hangovers never should have existed in the first place.
You know what? I can get behind Lucifer being God already.
Look, detective, this is a good thing. Trust me.
I do. Just...
You need more time to process. Of course you do. Well, in the meantime, how about business
It's
as
probably
usual?
thinking, whoa.
Nice little murder. Take your mind off things.
Did Lucifer just... Did Lucifer just... You know, read the room?
Heat tearing into your skin, the water filling your lungs as you scream, or the heart attack from the sheer terror of it all.
Ella, this is...
Amaze me, Ella.
Yeah, this is a really, really...
Stuff gets you excited, and that's because you know that all this
Yeah,
work's gonna help
dark
somebody.
thought process.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bruno ran everything. I love our animals as much as she does, but...
Unless
I'm
someone
just
decided to sneak
more of a
in
money
and knew
person.
she would be there.
Detective, I've just realised, when I'm God, I know the answers to all your questions. No
She's
more
right
asking
there,
useless
buddy.
people like Lizzie here.
Okay, well, you are not God yet, so...
Archangels gathered here on Earth, out in the open for all of humanity
Look,
to see.
Relax,
they're
brother,
exposed!
This is LA. No one will even notice. Anyway, if you'll excuse us, sister, we would like to have a chat with dear old Dad.
I mean, that is true, because I remember...
Remy.
I speak of the angel. I was going to say, Remy was pondering around with a stick out in the open.
Nothing, Amenadil. It's going to be the handsomest of us all.
Handrobadil?
No, not Handrobadil. It's going to be me.
What?
No.
Amenadil? Tell him it's you.
Uh-oh.
Remy, I'm sorry, but
Uh-oh.
Lucifer has my full support. How can that be?
Did you say she was sort of the god of the aquarium?
Sure.
No, that's
A god
Aquaman.
who didn't have time for the one who loved her the most. Me.
Uh-oh. And Lucifer's not reading the room. Instead, he's reading the
His
bloody...
godlike wife didn't have time for him.
God, you say?
Mm-hmm. It'll be nice to have some alone time, just the two of us.
Son?
Oh, shit.
And your dad. Chloe. And my mom.
Ah, ready for our
No.
double-decker
Oh, my... Why? Why?
Completely supportive of you. He gave up his dream of becoming a detective to support your career.
And you're saying that's my fault?
I...
date? Children, they blame us for everything.
Right? As if
I don't
we
think this was a good
created the
idea,
world.
to be fair.
Maze! Maze, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing now.
Can't do
you,
it.
You can't do that shit!
Something I'll feel guilty about.
Why, Maze? When Lucifer becomes God, you can just ask him for help.
Hold on. Lucifer's doing what?
He's taking over after our father retires. I'm sure it's going to be no problem for him to change the rules of hell for you.
You got
Now
this,
we've
right?
got hope.
What? No. No. Maze, what are you doing? Maze, don't.
Ah!
Melana Luca, tartar.
Ooh, sounds so European.
You said you were vegan, right? Mm-hmm. You sure you want to eat panda?
Panda?
Oh!
I'm sure Peter will agree. Most likely going to hell.
Yesterday on night
I love
one,
that.
and my mind started picturing things like
Oh my god, there's a
really
topic about
vivid
this.
things. How can I accept myself when this darkness is such a part of who I am?
It sounds like she's having intrusive thoughts with her, like, obviously, as she's confessed, it has been a lifelong thing, but it's escalated since Pete, I'm guessing.
It's strange, isn't it? I feel fine.
When was the first time that you noticed a problem?
I didn't. Michael did. A few months back.
Michael noticed. And did you feel like you were losing control of your powers then?
Son of a
Right away,
bitch!
the more we talked about it,
What if you're doing this to yourself?
It's what he wants! It's what that manipulative cretin wants!
homes I picked.
And then he can slide in and be like,
He's
bingo.
reconsidering retiring, maybe?
You don't want me to be God, do you?
Lucifer, this whole case,
No one's-
you know, your mind.
Well, this doesn't seem like a very fair fight. Let's even things up, shall we?
No one said bring a pencil to a sword fight, right? Oh, shit. Yeah, look at how impressed she is.
Putting the money back into the aquarium to save the fish. The place was in dire straits. Without the 47K, the aquarium would go under.
So she was sacrificing
then-
a few fish to save the many.
Yeah,
Anyone
the few,
else know what Bruno was doing?
the
A
few
woman
lives
called
of
from
the many.
aquarium
Wow.
asking about the donation, implying it was for some missing fish. She's
I can't think of anyone I would trust more with our old home.
Oh, and I like this.
Queen of Hell.
I was thinking Ma's a queen.
Hey, nice.
That would make you God, right?
Oh, that would, wouldn't it?
I really wish you were. Because I am grasping at straws in our latest case. And it would be so much easier if you just, you know,
like Ella not knowing
wink,
thing and
just
her saying
tell me
that,
how
not
to
so
get their
subtle,
killer.
right?
Well, I can't
Not so
tell you that.
subtle.
But I can tell you're struggling with something.
I think maybe
She feels
I'm a
flawed.
bad person.
My child, the darker the darkness, the brighter the light. And you, Miss Lopez,
You got that, girl.
shine so very, very brightly.
Look at it. I
See
love
it all the way
this.
from heaven.
Digesting a piece of evidence.
I couldn't imagine a more suspicious time to suddenly free Willie.
The shark's name is Andrew. And I'm sorry.
It's a
but unless you have
reference.
warrant
Get
and
it.
Whatever's in Andrew's stomach, choosing which fish would live and which ones would die. None of these beautiful creatures deserve that.
Sounds to me like
was trying to
Bruno
keep-
wasn't the only one playing God. Did you enjoy smiting her?
All of them
I didn't
safe,
kill her.
whereas
I
Bruna
confronted
tried
her
to save the
about
aquarium.
what she was doing, and she threw it in my face. She said that she'd been telling me about our financial issues for years.
Did Gabriel's help to make it happen? Did you know our sister can deliver a message anywhere? And I mean, anywhere.
Oh, what the heck, Lucifer?
Mom?
Hello, my sweet boy.
But you're both here, together.
She only has enough juice for this.
You're just gonna leave us again? Without any ability to come back?
Your mother spent a long time in my world.
This is a chance for them, though.
Can't you stay and annoy me for a bit longer?
Oh, Lucy, no.
Nothing
He's
lasts
hurt.
forever, son.
I am so sorry I didn't get to say goodbye last time.
No, I never blamed you, Lon.
This is painful. Come on.
I love you, son.
Oh. Something
I'm
you
very
need.
proud of the man you've become.
I'm not okay here, folks. I am not okay. Oh. Oh, no.
Dad, wait. You forgot to name your successor.
It's not up to me anymore. You'll figure it out. Back to your mysterious ways already.
Come on.
I'm quitting the LAPD.
What?
Sorry, I thought I heard you say you were quitting.
Yeah,
the
I'm
LAPD.
sorry. What? Is this April 1st?
Yeah.
What the
I became a cop so that I can help you become God. Then I'll be helping everyone as well.
Yeah, she'll be she'll
Sure?
be goddess, basically.
I mean, how can I call you the detective if you're not actually a detective?
It can be your thing, okay?
That's what partners do, right?
No, I can't deal with these emotions. I really need a hug. Oh, no.
Michael would never suspect I'd take your side. So, I'll find out what he's up to.
Whatever it is, it can't be good.
Remy's gonna die.
He won't be wasting any time.
You know what? Fucking Michael.
This thing can actually kill us.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
Oh shit, is that Azrael's blade?
Azrael really should have kept a better eye on her blade.
Gabriel, why? And obligatory fucking Michael. Fucking Michael. Remember that, remember back in, I think it was episode 7 of season 5, I would always say that from now on, because he just... And, you know, I want to say I'm surprised with Michael's shenanigans, but I'm not. I'm also surprised about the fact that Gabriel was like, hey, let's do this idea of bringing God out of the picture by having Goddess return, scoops God along to the to Goddess's universe, and Michael can start his plan on assembling the masses and gathering support so he could become the new god. I don't like where this is going to go, folks. I'd like to think I am pretty associated with the term fucking Michael, and I don't know. It just sounds so, I don't know, infuriatingly funny in the sense in my head. Just whenever he's up to any kind of shenanigans, like in this episode, planting the seeds, having Gabriel work under his hand. It just makes your mind just anger. So and we've got 2 episodes left this season, so it's not going to end well. With the first half finale, there was a bit more of a hopeful presence, of course, with God's arrival, and of course Michael was stirring the shit there, especially with Amenadel and how he planted the seeds regarding Charlie being more humane, and that got Amenadel worried. Now he has rallied people seemingly like Gabriel to support him, really, and not just that, though, but has, as we learned in this episode, was the first person to plant the seeds of, plant those seeds in God regarding how he's been he's been losing his abilities and whatnot, and God's been potentially self-actualizing it, and the damage has been done because of Michael's influence. So, yeah. And not just that, though, but I am really worried about the blade coming into fruition, Azrael's blade. Of course, we've seen how that's come in action over the course of Lucifer. I'm worried about Remy, to be fair, because seeing Remy return was a really, really nice surprise. But I'm really worried with her acting as a traitor to Michael, that Michael's going to catch wind, and so yeah, that blade is definitely going to get used, and I'm really worried in what capacity. So yeah, but it's going to be an interesting couple of episodes, and you know what? I do really feel like this is a build to the series finale. Like, watching this episode, it really gave you that presence that, holy shit, we are on. I mean, obviously we've got I don't know how many episodes of season 6 there are. I will probably know by the time this is up on YouTube, so yeah, because I've got 2 episodes left, so yeah. But still, it just made you feel like we are there. We are on the threshold of entering the final leg, the final stretch of Lucifer. There are seemingly seeds being planted in terms of how we're going to end things. I still have that notion regarding Lucifer being God, potentially, especially seemingly since it's seemingly going to be a power struggle with Michael and Lucifer. So, yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see. Maze potentially ruling hell, which is something that I've actually wanted so damn much, in terms of okay, where is the road going to lead to Maze? But obviously this is a deviation from her being tortured regarding Eve. Well, not Eve torturing her, but her leaving Eve like that from the last episode. That's going to be her hell loop, she reckons. And of course she took very, very drastic measures in terms of potentially killing some puppies, which, oh no. But I really did like the kind of rekindling between Lucifer and Maze. I mean, they've been at each other's throats. We know in episode 8 they had a bit of a scuffle, and of course there was that secrecy of Lilith that Lucifer hid from Maze. But there is a bit more of as well as the soul thing as well, but there is a bit more of a respect between the pair, to the point where there was no real hassle regarding Maze with Lucifer in line to become God, in terms of Maze requesting, can you change some things up? And Lucifer's like, okay, Mazza Queen. Well, yeah, that slapped so well, of course. I just really love the puns in this episode. I mean, I do with Lucifer, but in general, but this one took the cake, and I think Mazza Queen just, yeah, perfect. But yeah, I really liked how there was no real hassle in that regard. So yeah, I really, really liked the kind of rekindling there was between Maze and Lucifer. Even if it was brief, I feel like there's going to be something a bit more in regards to, because I don't feel like we've seen Eve for that just one episode. Kind of like, you know, Remy, she's going to have some greater importance, aka dead. So I'm sorry, but I don't like Remy's chances, especially if she's acting on behalf of Lucifer, playing the part, oh, Michael, I'm on your side. So yeah, it never ends well. So yeah, I really loved Ella's exploration into that darker area, and how she was talking about she was talking about the shark incident and how horrific that would be in terms of, could you imagine, etc. And then she talked about the incident with the car, well, the potential incident with the car. She wasn't thinking about okay, that person could be saved, rather about okay, which one's going to hit it. So and I was thinking about intrusive thoughts. I couldn't think of the name at first, but it then hit me. It did feel a bit similar to intrusive thoughts. Maybe it is actually, but I'm just thinking about how you entered that really, you'd have no intention in terms of causing any kind of damage, but you can't help but think about, I think that's the term, but you can't help but think about the worst, the horrificness of an alternative, really. So but it all stems from that darkness that Ella's been thinking, that has really been a prominence, I guess, in Ella's character all season long. That darkness that has shrouded her, because it's not just from her getting with bad people, but also Pete as well. But he was a super bad person. But I feel like with what Linda's said to her regarding the fact that it didn't help with the fact with Peter, of course. I feel like that added insult to injury, because Ella said this has been with me for quite some time, but I feel like the like if you injured a part of your leg just slightly, then the incident with Peter with Pete, it broke it. So that's it. And I feel like that's the case with Ella. Like, she's had this darkness with her, but Pete really escalated things. And it was something that I did comment at in episode 8, that I hope we do get an expansion upon that, because I don't want this to be swept under the rug. And like I said, I feel like with Pete's incident, that kind of escalates things in terms of Ella's thought process. So yeah, but I really loved how Ella got a moment with God as well, and how God did comfort her about how the darker the darkness, the brighter the light. I really loved that line and how he was comforting her, and just having that moment. Of course, there was a moment a few episodes ago, but these two one-on-one. Ella's been God's number one supporter, so to have these two in the same room, especially with God knowing Ella's support. Of course, he made that little wink in the other episode. Your support has not gone unnoticed. It was really humbling, and it was the push that Ella needed, in my opinion. So I really loved how things went by for Ella's story. The double-decker day. How long have they been preparing for that, right? They've been preparing for that for quite some time. Come on, double-decker. It writes itself. Anyways, that was really bizarre, considering God and Penelope, Lucifer and Chloe. Imagine if them two got married first. So, yeah, that would be really awkward. But obviously we know that God has other plans, as he always does. But it was still very bizarre, but also very sad as well, in regards to how Chloe having those worries regarding her relationship with Lucifer, especially since he is so fixated on becoming God, and he has been in this episode. But regarding how God didn't have really that time to focus on Goddess, and how there was a sticky situation regarding, well, how Chloe assumed there was a sticky situation between Penelope and John, I think his name was, yeah. And then Penelope cleared the air about how they took turns, and sadly his turn never came to pass because he died. So that forced, well, I wouldn't say it forced Chloe, but it made Chloe think of an idea. I'd rather, if you're going to do this, and if you're going to, end war, end hangovers, etc., then I want to help support you and whatnot, because that's what my dad did for my mum, and that's what my mum would do for my dad if he did live. So I want to be able to have that supporting role for you and be by your side. So I thought that was not only sad in regards to how Chloe was thinking regarding like is Lucifer, like, because he's saying something in regards to, I'm, gonna be stuck by you and whatnot. But there is that worry, what if, he can't, and what if, I just get pushed into loneliness and whatnot. So there is that worry. But thankfully, after the discussion with her mother, that really helped her see things. I'm going to support you whilst you, take charge in terms of being God. So we'll see how that goes down, but it will be very interesting to see. But I really loved how that was handled with Chloe, and we'll talk about that final scene because, well, I say that final scene, that big bit with Amenadel, Lucifer, Goddess, which was a really nice surprise to see her return, and God and that departure. So I'm not sure if God had a feeling that Michael was going to, be a little shit in regards to, let's cause havoc and whatnot, because I want in. Especially after being told that, Michael's been yanking your chain, buddy. So I'm not sure if he had a feeling that, and he has faith that Lucifer will come out on top, etc. But that final bit, well, I say final bit again, but that family bit was, I didn't need to be attacked today, but it was really, really beautiful. It was very, especially with the fact that Lucifer got his love. He got that recognition, that appreciation from his father, that he's, of course, throughout the show, he's been so adamant on the fact that God has been manipulating him and everything. He's been bad-mouthing him, but we had that final moment with God saying I love you, and it is something that he has yearned to hear for such time. And it was really beautiful. And not only that, but Lucifer breaking down, begging him to stay was fucking me up. It was really fucking me up, like seeing the tears in his eyes and just seeing that desperation and just reflecting on how far he has come and how there is that love. And, we've heard, like I said, time and again, Lucifer just badmouth his father and, think less of him. But in these past several episodes, obviously there's been a change of dynamic, and I feel like Lucifer has seen that his father has really done, has really cared for him, and he's admitted to his faults regarding, I should have loved you a bit further, and that was on me. And I think, him saying I love you, it's going to be very interesting to see this dynamic from Lucifer, because he can't badmouth his father anymore. And I don't expect him to, but like I said, you go back to the early portion of Lucifer, and it's very poignant with Lucifer coming to an end, but you go back then and you wouldn't have imagined this kind of reaction way back then. But now there is that emotion, and it really does hit when you think about Lucifer saying, you can't stay here and torment me for just a bit longer." And so and it really does hurt, like him losing his father, but he does have that understanding because he knows what it's like to feel badly done with God, and he has this chance to make it right with Goddess, and he's happy with that. But it does hurt like a son of her. So, but I really did like the fact that both Amenadel and Lucifer got their moment with their father and mother. And it was really, 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 really crushing. So, and I'm really hoping this is a motivator for Lucifer. And you know what I mean? Because he felt like with God not saying I love you, that meant he couldn't say those words to Chloe. Now that God has said I love you, it means he is capable. Like God is capable. He was capable, and he broke down, for crying out loud. He is capable of saying I love you to Chloe. So if we end this season with Lucifer not saying those 3 words, this chair is out the window because it needs to be said. He has that validation. He has that proof that he can actually say I love you and mean it, and he does love Chloe. And we've seen that. It's just saying those famous 3 words and voila. So yeah, but what an emotional ending to that episode, and what a great episode, and what an episode that will set things up surely for these final 2 episodes. I can guarantee that things are not going to be, it's going to be intense. It's just going to be bloody intense and worrying-some, and yeah, so looking forward to checking out the next episode of Lucifer. But yeah, until then, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!